On February 21, 2023, this loving mother of four failed to collect her children from school. People in her world instantly knew something was wrong. They called the police and reported her missing. At worst, they thought she had been kidnapped, but who would? And how much ransom would they want? As she was a famous 28-year-old influencer from Hong Kong. Abby Choi had her whole life ahead of her, 4 beautiful children, a loving husband and family, plus a successful career that was really taking off. Living in one of the world's safest cities, it is hard to comprehend that this mother would not be found alive. In fact, imagine your worst nightmare. 3 days later, on the 24th of February, she would be found. But only parts of her, some in a fridge, other pieces in a cooking pot, and the rest of her, potentially spread around a village in a suburb of Hong Kong. Abby Choi was a 28-year-old model and socialite from Hong Kong. She was known for her work as a fashion influencer. It was her ability to mix and match fashion pieces in ways that made her a trendsetter. Along with her kind and loving heart, she won people over quickly with her personality and love of life. Abby was a regular fixture at Paris Fashion Week and had been featured in several magazines including Elle, Harper's Bazaar, and Vogue. She also had other appearances in mainstream media, plus more than 100,000 followers on Instagram. Sadly, another beautiful magazine cover of Abby was unveiled 2 weeks after her death. Let's step back to where this tragic tale all began. At a young age, Abby fell in love and married a guy named Alex Kwong. Now, Abby was not just anyone. She was the eldest of 3 daughters and had grown up in a very wealthy family. Her parents operated a construction business. Plus, they had other connections with businesses in China. In 2012, at the age of 18, Abby became a mother and a wife to Alex Kwong. We are not sure how the marriage was, as they separated after 3 years and another child. Abby continued to maintain financial support to the Kwong family, which extended to his parents and brother. Abby even purchased a Kowloon Hill home in Kowloon, Hong Kong under her ex-father-in-law's name. So here's where the story may really start. The home actually had a market value of $5.73 million and was occupied by Alex Kwong's parents. It was in 2022 that Abby was about to change their comfortable lives. Back to 2016, Abby has moved on and found love with a man named Tamcha Kwan, who is the son of a famous brand founder in Hong Kong. The couple would marry and go on to have 2 children of their own. They were living a great life. The relationships between the 2 families from the outside looked like another example of unconscious uncoupling, according to Gwyneth Paltrow and Chris Martin. Abby was able to holiday with not only her in-laws, but also her ex-in-laws. Plus, she also still supported not only Alex, but his family, including his brother, Anthony Kwong. Anthony was actually working as her chauffeur even after they split, and even on the day of her death. Late 2022, Abby had decided to sell the property that her ex-in-laws were living in. She had the intention to purchase a new apartment for them and not leave them homeless. It has been said the parents were deeply upset, enraged in fact. This had been their home for many years and found this to be unjustified. Plus, they were living in one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in Hong Kong. Abby would not change her mind, and they now became involved in a very hostile financial dispute. However, as we all know, when you are fighting with your ex, life has to go on as there are kids involved. Abby was working hard to do just this, so it was very unusual that this loving mother did not collect her children from school on the 21st of February. Once police were notified about the disappearance of Abby, they did not mess around. This was going to be a high-profile case. Of course, police would then speak to the families involved. It was during this time Alex and his family gave conflicting and time-wasting details to the detectives, which may have proven to be their undoing. A few days later, sadly, Abby was found. There are some gruesome details, so you may want to stop here if you need to. Abby was found in a rented apartment in Tai Po, a suburb in Hong Kong. At the residence, police found a large sail that had been used to protect the walls and building from any splatter. The scene was set just like a horror movie. Laid out on the floor were meat grinders, saws, choppers, and face shields, plus a new fridge. It sounds like a scene out of Dexter, but unlike the American show, a bad guy had not been killed. It was an innocent young mother. What her killers did was an attempt to hide any evidence. They had dismembered her. Legs were found in the fridge, on the stove in a pot, under a layer of fat and herbs. A female skull and ribs were found. It was concluded that Abby had died of blunt force trauma once her skull had been examined. It did not take the police long to find out who had rented the apartment. It was none other than her ex-father-in-law, the man who was about to lose his luxury Hong Kong property. His name is Kwang Kao. Not only is he alleged to have been the mastermind behind her murder, he is also an ex-cop that was accused of rape. So this family suddenly had serious credibility issues, as it now comes out that Abby and Alex may have had a short marriage due to the potential abuse that she received from Alex. Plus, other facts have come to light about Alex being involved in a gold scam years earlier and had been sought over this. By now, the ex-father and mother-in-law have been arrested. The brother Anthony is also arrested, as he was her trusted chauffeur and knew her daily movements. The only one missing was her ex-husband Alex. A citywide manhunt then ensued, with rewards offered for his arrest. Even celebrities got involved to find him. Alex was finally caught as he tried to board a luxury speedboat. He had luxury watches, clothing, and money on him as he tried to escape Hong Kong. He had been hiding at Ng Shai Wing's apartment. She turned out to be his father's mistress. She also was arrested for aiding a criminal. After Alex's capture, police were still searching for Abby's body. More than 100 officers were mobilized and focused on a landfill in Tarkwooling, also questioning the villagers to seek more information needed to make sure this case was watertight. On the 27th of February 2023, the police proceeded with murder charges against Alex Kwang, his brother and father, while charging Alex Kwang's mother with perverting the course of justice. All 4 suspects, who were officially charged in court, were denied bail and would be held in remand pending investigations. Their cases are adjourned to the 8th of May 2023. Ng was charged with abetting a murder suspect, but she is currently released on bail. What are the penalties for a crime like this in Hong Kong? According to the laws of Hong Kong, a conviction for murder carries a mandatory sentence of life imprisonment. Hong Kong originally had the death penalty as the sole legal punishment for murder before it was abolished in 1993, allowing judges to now impose life sentences as the penalty for murder. The murder of Abby Choi has had a profound impact on Hong Kong, a city that is known for its safety and stability. The case has dominated the news headlines and sparked widespread outrage and condemnation. Many people in Hong Kong are calling for justice and for the perpetrators to be brought to account. Some have also expressed concern about the rise in violent crime in the city and are calling for more measures to be put in place to ensure public safety. Investigations are ongoing as the trial is set for May 2023.